let me see if this is familiar to any of you, because sometimes it's my day. You wake up about the same time, on the same side of the bed, you roll off the same side of the bed, put on the same slippers, and walk the same way to the bathroom, do the same thing in the bathroom you always do every morning. And you go through the whole bathroom routine the same way, then you come out and dress just about the same way, one of 5 different outfits maybe. And you have one of the same things for breakfast that you always eat. You drive the same way to work, and you park in the same spot, and you go to the same place, and you do the same thing, and you take lunch about the same time, and then take a break about the same time, and drive home the same way, and park in the same spot. And then you have one of 5 different things you always eat for dinner at the same time. You watch the same TV shows, you go to bed about the same time, and the next day you wake up and do it again. That's called going through life asleep. And so usually we don't wake up until there's a death, or that you're told that you're going to die in 6 months, or that you have some weird disease, or somebody close to you killed in an auto accident. And then we make the vow that we're going to be awake finally, and we're not going to go back to sleep again. And then within about 90 days, we go back to sleep again. When I was driving over here tonight, I happened to pass a police department, and right next to the police department used to be a fire department. And over there is where engine number 32 saved my life on January 19th, 1978. I was working at a small drugstore not far from here, actually, and life was pretty good. I didn't go to the college that I wanted to go to play football, but I got a chance to come and play football, and I was on a partial scholarship. So I'm on this partial scholarship. I'm working part-time, doing what I want to do, and on January 19th, 1978, 10:02 in the evening, it was a Friday night, I remember it clearly. I was putting some boxes into a big machine that would smash the machine down and make these big bales. You see them out behind like some of the stores. It looks like a big bale of hay, but it's cardboard. So I'm putting the boxes in and putting the boxes in, and there was a machine malfunction on the button on the side. And we were told, just press the button, it'll be fine. Okay. So it worked for about a week, and this particular Friday night, I'm putting the boxes in and smashing them, and putting them in and smashing them, and I pressed the button, and it's the last thing I remember. I got stuck to the machine. About 550 volts for about 18 to 20 seconds, depending on who you ask. It really hurt. And what happened was, because I reached around the machine, my whole arm was stuck to the metal. My forehead, I wasn't born with this dent, folks. It kind of hit me in the head, and I got stuck to this machine. And that's all I remember. And I remember clearly hearing the word, or seeing this word, "You're dead." That's it. 19 years old, you're done, have a good day. Somehow that didn't sit too well with me, and somehow I managed to pull myself off the machine. And I fell over a bunch of boxes, and all of a sudden my life was set in a whole new direction. Did you ever be at a point in your life where you're doing everything just like you're supposed to do, and you're minding your own business, and then something comes out of left field, like an auto accident, or a death in the family, or a divorce, or a job loss, or the list is endless, and it sends you in a whole direction? Do you ever have that? I mean, it happens all the time. Sometimes you're not real aware of it. So anyway, January 19th, 1978, 19 years old, everything I thought I was going to be doing changed in an instant. And just so happens, the pharmacist on duty at this particular drugstore had happened to be in Vietnam. And he knew how to deal with third-degree burns, which was over most of my hand, my arms, my neck. The cross I was wearing burned into my chest. The eyelets blew out of my shoes. The buttons blew out of my shirt. I mean, it was a mess. Half my hand was still on the wall. Not a good night. 2 things saved me. One, I was still working out at the time, in pretty good shape, and I was a young guy, and that saved me. The other thing was that this guy happened to be there, and he happened to put the call in, and engine number 32 for the Chicago Fire Department just happened to be driving by with just the right equipment to save my life. So that was my first inkling, really, that maybe there's my plan, or your plan, and maybe there's another plan, and maybe they're almost like a parallel universe. Maybe there's something going on that we're not aware of. Because there's just too many synchronistic events, too many coincidences. Maybe there's just too many things going on we're not paying attention to. And maybe because we get up at the same time and drive the same way to work and park in the same spot and do the same thing over and over again for 35 years, it's quite possible we're not paying attention to what's going on over here. True? Could be. I don't know about you, but it could be possible. But my life is really no different than yours, except for a couple twists and turns. And your life is pretty much the same as mine, with the exception of a couple twists and turns. And so the big aha is that we're really pretty much all the same. We just don't like to admit it. We like to call ourselves things. We like to be like soup cans. We like to have all kind of labels. We want to be liberals and Democrats and Republicans, And we want to be black and white and red and yellow. We want to be men and women. We want to be rich. We want to be poor. We want to be, ecocentric. We have these myriad of ways of describing ourselves, none of which is really who you are. It's just like a soup can with a label on it. Because until you can actually step back and take a look at your life, you can't live the rest of your life. Until you actually step back and take a look at your life, where you've been, why you're here, and where you're headed, you can't possibly get on with the rest of your business. Because otherwise you'd be like that little guy running in the wheel again. And nobody wants to hear that. We're all born and we cut that umbilical cord, and most people walk around the rest of their lives trying to find somewhere to plug it in. And we do it in about 50 different ways, all kinds of ways. That we're not good enough on our own, or that we're not good enough just the way we are, or we're not good enough at what we do. All those things matter. And they really don't. We just make them matter. It's under our noses, literally. It's us. Oh my God, could be that easy? Yes. If you don't like the life you're leading, then find a way to lead a different life. You see, you're not going to live any longer by coming here tonight. Not going to happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe I won't get home tonight. I have no idea. But the point is I can't extend your life, nor can you, but you can add quality and texture and fabric to your life that isn't here now. Living an uncommon life, again, is doing common things over and over again until you get an uncommon result.